Hey guys, in this lesson, we'll talk a little bit about computer memory. Now, it's a pretty detailed subject, but it's important. I'm not going to go through all the excruciating details of how memory management works, but I'll give you a little bit more detail than I gave you previously. So, when you use your computer and when you have a running application, it usually interacts with the computer quite a bit. There's always data being sent back and forth. So, where does the computer store this data? Right? The hard drives are way too slow for that kind of response time. So the guys, when they're making a computer, they develop this really fast memory, and it's called RAM, random access memory. Now, RAM is plugged in directly into the motherboard, and it allows applications to quickly store and retrieve content without having to wait for the actual hard disk to spin to the right position and then the little arm to read the data. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, if RAM is so fast, why don't we just use it all the time for everything? Well, there are two problems with that. First of all, it's kind of expensive. The storage per gigabyte is much more expensive than hard drives. And the second reason is it's volatile memory. What volatile means is that when the computer is powered off and the voltage to the memory is no longer applied, everything stored on those memory banks will go away. And that will no longer be accessible next time you start up your computer. And so that is the main distinction of why we need the hard drives and why we need the memory to do other tasks. Now, when you run some large applications, especially in Windows, you will have something called a paging file. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but it basically allows for a quick swap of data between memory and a hard drive. So don't confuse swap space for additional memory, because it's not. It's still much slower than actual memory. And it's only used if your computer is running very low on RAM or available RAM. Anyway, I hope this makes it a little bit more clear. As we progress through the lessons, I'll try to give you guys some more detail about memory.